Hi everyone, I decided to play Diablo 1 in 2020 for quite a good reason. As you can see with this mod, which I'm gonna link down in the description, you can actually select 6 classes. Now I'm playing the Barbarian at this point. It's quite great. It has a lot of new skills which you have to experience yourself. A couple of new features, for example the double slot for the weapons, so you can have 2 weapon set on you. The private stash, which can hold a lot of items, so you don't have to sell or throw away things. As you can see, my set is quite mixed, so I have blues, yellows, even legendaries, and in D1, unlike in D3, it is useful to have a couple of blues. In the settings menu you can see a lot of new settings like the increased towns walking speed and monster affixes described when you hover over them with your cursor, which I'm gonna show you later on. And another great addition is the waypoint system, which is just like in D3. You can get to places where you finished off playing last time, so you don't have to go through the levels before them. In D1 it wasn't really implemented, so for example for level 6 catacombs you had to walk through all the previous levels. Now with the waypoints you don't have to. And also we have champion packs. You just saw one I killed, and yeah, the difficulty level is like all times, so you have to really focus on the game. You're not just grinding through endless and senseless weak enemies, hundreds and thousands of them, and you have to plan actually sometimes and expect to die sometimes, which is kinda unknown in D3, at least in my experience. And if you press the control key you can see all the stuff on the ground, so that's a good addition as well. And sometimes traps gonna explode, which actually affects you, and my character is quite good level and geared already, but as I said, in D1 there is actual challenge throughout the gameplay, not just senseless killing of innocent monsters, let's say that, because in Diablo 3 the threat is nowhere anymore. Yeah, the town is the same, but with this walking speed it's quite easy to roam around. Word get closer to the town, so you don't have to walk too much further. And there are also a lot of new quests and entrances for those quests. For example, this one, in D1 there was none of a lot of quests implemented in this Belzebub mod, which is great. I already had like 6 quests done unknown to me. They were really from D2, Diablo 2 actually. This is an elite one actually. Yeah, it explodes and stuff, so this was an easy one, but yeah, it's a great addition for D1 having elites and champion packs. And the added difficulty, which is practically not added, but it was existing when the original Diablo 1 was implemented, makes much more enjoyable. The actual atmosphere is great. It's much better than D2 or D3, I would say. And with these additional quests you can practically enjoy a same level of variety like D3, but with actual challenge and not having the only goal like in D3 to hit the leaderboard or hit the highest level of Great Rift, but you can actually play through the single player campaign with a lot of great quests, a couple of in-game videos, which is non-existent in Diablo 3 and the new games nowadays. I really miss those high quality cinematics. That was one of my goals back in the days with Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2 and Diablo 1, to see those great cinematics. And Diablo 1 now has a couple of those added or unlocked, I would say, because as far as I know this Belzebub mod practically unlocked a lot of cut-off feature from Diablo 1. As you can see, the witch still exists. You can buy and sell stuff, recharge your stuffs, and things like that. So I would recommend to try this Diablo 1 mod out. So far I really enjoyed it. The map can be moved around with the arrow keys. And yeah, I feel it is much better. Griswold sometimes walks around and talks with townsfolk, and there is this gambling guy. You can actually gamble items from him, although it's crazy expensive and I didn't even have to use, because in Diablo 1 you actually get gear from the monsters, what makes sense. So you get gear which adds to your progression, and not just hundreds of legendaries without any meaning to them, because in Diablo 3, for example, you can get legendaries and ancient legendaries and primal ancient legendaries, and the only difference between those is the attributes getting stronger and stronger, and the primal ancient legendary are the best, but they like really rare and add practically nothing to your progression, because only a couple of stats getting better, but not in a way which would add to your progression in a big way. So unless you grinding a ton of paragon levels, you just stuck on a certain level. As you can see, the belts, I don't know if it is like this in Diablo 1 original, but if you change the belt size, you can actually have more slots for potions. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying, because yeah, in Diablo 1 and even in this mod you have to use a lot of potions, which takes up a lot of space, but it kind of adds to the experience, so you can't really be reckless about gathering a lot of useless item in your inventory while you have a belt, a low level one slot line with one slot line. So I feel Diablo 1 with this edition is way better than Diablo 3 was ever been, or if we even with these senseless new seasons, where practically if you played through the basic game, the season is nothing else, just grinding paragon levels and items forever, and for what reason. Yeah, Diablo 1 sometimes there are traps and there are some kind of exploding map elements, which is also a nice addition, shaking the map, which was not in the original game. I really enjoyed these little surprises while playing it, and I didn't finish it yet because there are so many additional quests with this new game. So try it and let me know